Yeah, man.
Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you lo mein chicken with bone. Alright, so you're gonna need cornstarch, cooking wine, sherry, light soy sauce, dark regular soy sauce, 3 to 4 dried chili pepper. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the ingredients. Spring beans, onions, carrot. You're gonna need some coconut oil for frying, some noodles, and sugar, grounded, and salt, sea salt, granulated sugar and sea salt. You're gonna need a piece of ginger and chicken pieces with bone, which I already prepared. Because to be honest, I wasn't gonna video this, and it dawned on me that maybe you guys might like to see it. So I prepared the chicken already. I prepare the chicken by removing the skin, wash it properly with water and white vinegar. And then I just chopped it in about 2 inches chunks with bone. And I trim off the fat and so forth. Alright, so now measure and add 3 teaspoons of cornstarch, food cornstarch. Add 1 tablespoon of cooking wine, sherry preferably, and 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. I'm gonna use Scotch bonnet pepper. It's optional, you don't have to. I'm just cutting half. I'm just gonna add it to the chicken chunks, pieces. Alright, so once you do that, carefully, and try not to make mess. Try not to make a mess as I'm doing right here. Carefully combine the chicken pieces, the chicken with bone pieces, with the soy sauce, cornstarch, and the cooking wine. Make sure you mix out the cornstarch properly and make sure that all the pieces are coated thoroughly. And two, you can do this without bone. You can do this without bone, just debone the chicken and cut it in small pieces. The only difference with this recipe is that when we start to fry it, the time is probably gonna be less without bone. See, this is a piece of chicken wing, and I cut them about about 2 to 3 inches, size. Alright, so cover it properly and put it in the refrigerator for 10 minutes or more. Alright, so now we're gonna prepare our dried chili pepper. You can buy shredded chili pepper in packages, or you can just buy the dried chili pepper and dice it yourself. So what I like to do is use a food scissors and then cut it in little strips and then hold them together and then shred it. Alright, so let's take your scissors and shred it to small pieces. Alright, so the ginger, just cut a small piece, say half your finger or half the size of a thumb. Peel the skin off. Now the carrot, this carrot is old, so just make sure you trim off all spoiling, anything that's spoiling on the carrot, and then kind of use a sharp knife and scrape the surface of the carrot, because you know carrot grows on the ground, so just just for caution. Alright, now the onion, just take an onion and then remove the skin, the onion's skin, just the skin. Once you do that, you rinse the vegetable properly with running water. Alright, next, this is spring beans. That's an okra. I guess the guy gave me, the market lady gave me a okra. You know, sometimes these spring beans, I bought them in my local market, not the supermarket, so they're not as clean as the supermarket. Alright, so you take your spring beans and you trim the tips. Trim the tips off and look on each and every one of them. Look on each and every one of your spring beans to see if any is spoiling. If so, remove it. Alright, so what I like to do is shuffle up a few of the spring beans and then trim the ends off. Just do as you see me doing. Alright, so that was a couple drops of white vinegar distilled, and I added water. So now you gotta use your hands and fingers and kind of wash. Use your fingers and kind of scrub spring beans clean. Make sure the spring beans are very clean at the end of the day, because oftentimes before you get it, a lot of different people handle it. You don't know where it's been. So just wash it properly. The white vinegar in water is very effective, but if you want, you can use vegetable detergent. If you're sophisticated and you buy those kind of stuff. Alright, so once you wash it properly with the white vinegar, now rinse it. Just give it a final rinse and then put it aside. Alright, so once you do that, the carrot is rinsed, the onion is rinsed, and the spring beans. Just put them aside for later. We're gonna trim it near to cooking. Alright, now I'm gonna prepare the sauce, the lo mein sauce. This is the secret to lo mein. So measure and add 1 tablespoon and a half of granulated sugar. You can use brown if you don't have granulated. Alright, because we're going to need some stock, chicken stock or chicken broth, just take a piece of chicken wing or any part of the chicken that you wasn't using, even the skin you can use. You get enough water, just enough that you want, and put it to boil. Once it comes to a boil, you just turn it off. That's chicken stock. Do not add any seasoning to chicken stock. Chicken stock is just chicken stock because you're already adding seasoning to the meal. Alright, shred to puree 3 garlic cloves, 2 between 3 garlic cloves. This part to say, you don't have to add it to the sauce. You can also wait and shred it and put it in a little plate and put it aside until you're ready to stir fry. You can add it in then. But I find that if I add it this way, the garlic and the ginger kind of stand out more in the flavor in the lo mein flavor. I can taste the tanginess more when I do it this way with the ginger. Alright, so once you grind the piece of ginger and the garlic to puree in this little small bowl that I have, measure and add soy sauce. Alright, so soy sauce. This is regular soy sauce. I don't have enough. I'm going to use half cup today. So I'm mixing it with light soy sauce. But it's just regular soy sauce. So half cup. This little scoop that I have that I'm using measures quarter cup. So I'm using half cup. Alright, you can also buy chicken broth or chicken stock in the supermarket. Alright, once it comes to a boil, you just turn it off and allow it to cool somewhat. Alright, so now add 2 tablespoons of cooking wine, sherry. Now add half cup of chicken stock or chicken broth. Note, if you make your own chicken stock, you don't need to add don't add seasoning to it. It's just chicken stock. Chicken stock is just boiled. Chicken stock is just water boiled with chicken bone, skin, pretty much anything. I'm adding half Scotch bonnet pepper. And like I said, do not add seasoning to your chicken stock if you make it at home. Chicken stock don't need to be seasoned because it's gonna add too much flavor to whatever you're cooking. Whatever you're cooking is have its own seasoning. Alright, so once you add all the ingredients, just carefully stir in the sugar properly. Alright, let's put this aside until we're ready for it. Alright, this is my noodles. I'm using all this noodles. This is egg noodles, but you can use any noodles. You can use linguine, fettuccine, spaghetti. No, spaghetti wouldn't be good for this, but linguine, people always recommend. People say, or spaghetti is the fine spaghetti. If you're gonna use spaghetti, just use a fine one, the very fine, like they call it air thin fine or whatever. Alright, so this is the noodles. I'm using about 12 ounces of noodles. So put to heat a saucepan. Once add water until it comes to a boil, we're gonna add the noodle. Alright, so once it comes to a boil, like this, just add your noodles. The noodles usually takes between 4 minutes to tenderize. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the ingredients, for the exact ingredients. Alright, so less than a minute. Just make sure. Use a pot's lid to cover the pot halfway. Alright, it's been 3 minutes and this is what it looks like. Just stir it in. Just give it a one stir. You can taste it. If it's tenderized to your liking, shouldn't take long. Alright, between 6 minutes because I had the stove on low, so it's 5 between 6 minutes. This usually is 3 between 4 minutes. Alright, just remove the water. Alright, so once you remove the water, just add a couple drops of cooking oil and stir it in. We do that so that the noodles won't stick together, because it might take us a time before we use it again, like 5 minutes or so before we actually use it. So in between that time, you don't want it to stick. So with adding a couple drops of oil, it won't stick together. Alright, now put to heat a saucepan. If you have a wok, that would be great, but I don't, so I'm using a saucepan as my substitute. The stove's gauge on 4 medium low, and just allow it to get hot for a little while. Alright, you see why I don't like to prepare the carrots ahead of time? Because it starts to darken. Alright, so now while we wait for the pot to get hot, just cut your carrot in little strips. At the end of the day, you want to dice the carrot. So do as you see me doing, and cut the little strips, and then hold the strips together and then dice the carrot. As for the spring beans, you just do the same. Hold the string beans together and dice them. And dice it. About 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch. 1/4 inch between 1/2 inch. Vegetables, you can use vegetables that are available in your region and that you like you can use celery. You can probably use blue broccoli florets. You can use cucumbers, you know, any vegetable that's in your region. Alright, so now that the pot is hot, it's been about a minute or two. Add oil. Add oil. Add about 2 cups of oil at least. We're going to deep fry the chicken. The chicken pieces with bone. Alright, so continue. Alright, so once you do that, take the onion and cut it in quarters. You just want to chop the onions in quarters. And once you do that, you just take the onion leaves apart. The cooking oil now, you just want the oil to get hot. I'm using coconut oil preferably. You just want the oil to get hot enough to deep fry. So once you see a little smoke, that would be good enough. The stove's gauge is on 4 medium low. We're going medium fry, medium deep fry. We don't want it fry. We don't want it to cook quick. Alright, so that's what you want for the vegetable. See a little smoke? That means it's ready. The oil heating is hot enough now for frying, for deep frying. So take your chicken pieces with bone and give them a final stir with a sauce, with the marinating sauce, and then carefully add the pieces to the heating oil. Just try and add the chicken pieces without adding the marinating sauce. Alright, so immediately as you add the chicken pieces, just use a spoon and stir in. Stir in. Just take about 30 seconds and stir in. and then don't allow them to stick together. Alright, so once you do that, just allow it to fry. The stove's gauge on 4 medium low. Alright, I didn't add the scotch bonnet pepper. I should have told you to remove it first because you don't want to add it to the hot oil. Alright, it's been 3 minutes. I didn't move it, I just allowed it to fry. So after 3 minutes, just take a wooden spoon or a spoon and then kind of give it a once. Just kind of stir it in. You see, when you're doing a deep fry, use a small saucepan. That way you, for effectiveness. And you don't have to use as much cooking oil. Alright, so once you do that, allow. Alright, so get everything aside. It's been 6 minutes. No. Chicken usually takes 6 between 12 minutes depending. If it's with bone, if it's boneless, it's gonna be 6 minutes. If it's with bone, it's gonna take a little longer. Alright, so you see the chicken wing and the piece with bone I just showed you just now. Alright, so kind of stir in, look to see if the piece that's cooking fast, you just kind of put that to the top and rotate the piece that's not cooking to the bottom. Yeah, just do as you see me doing. You see that just like a little piece, you see it look lighter, you just flip that around. Alright, it's been 8 minutes. Alright, see, I want these chicken pieces with bone to cook properly. Alright, so stir in. And kind of look at it to see how it's cooking. And it's not burning. Alright, that's 10 minutes now. It's 10 minutes now. And that's good enough. Turn it off. What I'm going to do now is remove you see, I'm going to stir fry in a bigger saucepan. So put to heat that saucepan, the bigger saucepan, and remove the chicken pieces from the oil. But what I'm doing now is I'm just pouring the oil out. I'm just pouring the oil out because I'm going to show you why. You see, because normally I would have stir fry in the same pot, in the same pan, so I can get a nice flavor from the bottom of the pan. But because the pan or the saucepan is smaller than the noodles I'll be using, I have to use a bigger saucepan. So put the stove's gauge on 6 medium high. I'm using a saucepan. If you have a wok, you can use it. Alright, just allow the pot to get hot. Alright, so once it got hot somewhat, the same oil that I removed, I'm just adding, say, half of quarter cup. You just want enough to fry, to stir fry our noodles and chicken pieces. So this is like half of quarter cup. Alright, so just allowing it to get hot for a little while. Stove's gauge is on 6. Before I forget, if you use a saucepan and you don't have a wok, I'm going to show you how you can get the same effect using a saucepan. All you really have to do is just lift the saucepan to the edge of the flame, and then that will give you a sense of using a wok. Alright, so add the diced vegetables, spring bean, carrot, onion. Those gauges on 6 medium high. Add and make a 1 cup of stir. Remember I was saying you about the garlic and the ginger? You could have added just now and let it stir fry. Not now, because you need to before you add the noodles. But I just added to the sauce. So after 40 seconds or so, you just stir in, stir in. Vegetables don't need to cook that much, you just want to saute them a little. Alright, after about a minute, you add the diced chili pepper. Get your chicken pieces ready. Just allow the chili pepper to burn a little, still the aroma start rising and hitting you in the face. Alright, about 20 seconds after that, you just stir in and stir fry the vegetables, the chopped vegetables with the shredded chili pepper. Alright, it's been 3 minutes now since we add the vegetables. Alright, right after that, add your chicken pieces. Note, you can do this boneless, just that the cooking time will be less. Alright, so add the chicken pieces and stir in properly. Right after that, add the cooked noodles. Remember now, you can use linguine, you can use fettuccine, and you can use them hair thin noodles. Alright, so I just removed the pepper and now I'm adding the sauce. The stove's gauge is on 6, medium high. Alright, so now get a wooden spoon like this one and stir fry. Stir fry, just kind of stir, lift and fold and stir fry the noodles. The sauce is what's gonna give this noodle its color, its flavor, and the sauce is what's gonna make this noodle. The sauce is what's gonna give this noodle its flavor. Alright, so stir in, stir in. Stir in. The stove's gauge is on 8. I turn it up. You want to get that sauce to burn and caramelize. So while it's cooking and caramelizing, you have to stir in the noodles with the vegetable and everything at the same time. You see, look at the sauce. That's what you want. You want the sauce to create that creaminess. Alright, so you just add a pinch of salt for flavoring. Alright, remember I was telling you about if you want to have that essence of using a wok. If you're using a saucepan, you just lift the saucepan and use just the edge. That way you can get to handle it more effectively. Just do as you see me doing. See? I just lift it and stir. See, when I lift it, I can get room, or I can get a hole to kind of fold it better. Alright, so you saw it. You saw the meal come to fruition in front of your face. So that's it. That's it. This is lo mein chicken with bone. I love lo mein. And this meal, I'm just going to eat it just by itself. I'm not going to eat it with rice or anything. It's just lo mein and chicken. Alright, that's it. Finish. You gotta have some strong arm to stir fry this noodle boy. Alright, so it's best serve immediately, but you don't have to. I find that when I cook this meal, even for half of the day, I just have it on the stove, and then whenever I feel to eat something, I just go in and take some out. Just warm it up and take some out. This is a serving for maybe 3 people. Lo mein chicken with bone, or lo mein bone in chicken, whatever way you want to say it. You can't say this don't look delicious. Alright, this is a piece of chicken. You just take a swirl of this lo mein and then chuck it in your mouth. This is tangy, really rich in flavor. It's nice. It's not too sweet, but just right. The vegetable is nice. The chicken just add protein to the meal. This meal is tangy, delicious, juicy, spicy just right. I would say it's unique, different. Not unique to me, but unique as a meal. Well, the bone, lo mein and chicken bone, I don't know if people from Japan or China cook with bone, but hey, we do here in the Caribbean, and this tastes nice. I love to chew on the bone when I'm finished because the bone is so juicy with this sauce. I have a feeling people from the Philippines and them third world Asian countries, I'm not sure, I'm just talking stuff. They probably like eating chicken with bone. The ginger is just right in it. Just kind of give it the ginger make the flavor. Blends nice in the meal. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the recipe. Subscribe, like, share. And you should try cooking these meals for yourself, because that's why I'm doing this, so you can see it's possible. It's no big deal. It's easy to do. Anybody can do it. You just need to know how. Alright, see? It's with bone. The only thing is with this video, I'm sorry I didn't get to show you the beginning part with me preparing the chicken. But like I said, I wasn't gonna video it. But it's after I cut the chicken up, I say, you know what? I should video it because, maybe some people might want to see how I cook lo mein chicken with bone. Because I was gonna do one but without bone. Yeah, man!